the power rankings are out. Where did the Vols stand? What, H?
What the? What was he thinking?
Release the hounds.
The Dave Hooker Show.
Keep cool.
A presentation of offthehooksports.com.
Okay, we cover Tennessee. It's better for Off the Hook Sports if Tennessee does well. But I'm going to tell you what I really think. And some of you may or may not like that. But that's where I am. So before we get to it and the power rankings, these are Caleb's power rankings. So before we get to that, where would you have Tennessee in the power rankings? Go ahead and give us a breakdown on the message board where you would have them. Caleb has them already on the power rankings. And Caleb, you want to start with where you have the Vols, or you want to run them down real quick as a countdown?
Maybe let's run them down as a countdown.
You're doing a countdown. Okay, maybe
and I want to give a heads up on this. Power rankings are based on what you most recently did and what's happening with your program. These are not projections. This is not where I think you will finish the season. This is where I think you are right now and where you should be right now.
Okay. So Caleb's done all the work on this thing, and it's on offthehooksports.com. I'm going to pull it up on the screen right now for those of you on the video platform. If not, we'll walk you through it on the audio platform, but be sure and get on YouTube, hit subscribe and like. So as I can see, don't scroll too far down because we're teasing this thing. I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you where I think they stand because I don't want to get into a long debate, but in the power rankings, who do you have dead last? And we're going to go Hank or Tracy. Hank Kingsley from the Larry Sanders Show is going to agree with you, or Tracy Morgan is going to call you crazy. All right, so here we go. Hank or Tracy, that's the game we play. Florida, number 14. Caleb.
That's crazy.
Come on.
Got a question for you, Dave.
Uh-oh.
How many games?
When he asks it like that, I feel like he's like Keith Morrison on Dateline. And I've almost gotten away with it. And he goes, oh, that pesky DNA.
What was Florida's streak to in the season, winning/losing? How many games did they lose in a row in the season?
Oh, they're bad. I mean, what did they lose, 4 or 5?
They lost 3. Who beat them among those last 3 teams?
Lay on me, brother.
I'm sorry.
Lay on me.
They lost to Vanderbilt on November the 19th.
A hot Vanderbilt team, though.
Does Florida return their quarterback?
They do not, and he's a starter in the NFL. Maybe we all undervalued him a little bit.
How'd Florida's all season go?
Not great. They brought in a quarterback, couldn't pay him, and he cruised out.
So,
which makes you wonder if the other players are getting something, and they all talk nowadays with social media. So they may ask a Tennessee player, "What are you getting?" And they were going, "Well, I get this $500 check from Spire Sports to show up at 3 events a month. I'm also working for Off the Hook Sports, and they give me a even better check. And I'm doing this and that and this." I mean, I was just doing it, that math in my head, not to get sidetracked. But Jacob Warren goes out and sells himself. He's probably making a couple of grand a month off appearances. He talks to churches and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Those dudes, they ain't making jack in Gainesville. Okay, so go ahead.
Which is why they're number 14.
Okay, so you got them at 14. Vanderbilt, 13.
Hey now.
I'll say 13's fine. I wouldn't have Florida last, but you got the bottom 2 of the SEC. All right, Vanderbilt, 13. Texas A&M, number 12.
That's crazy.
That's too low. I know
this is not projections. This is not projections. This is based on where the program is right now. And Texas A&M went 5-7 last year. Now, your best argument for them is they did beat LSU to close the season. So they seem, but they still went 5-7 last year. And then a Bobby Petrino hire was forced on Jimbo Fisher. Nobody has faith in that right now. And we'll have to wait and see. So for right now, they're number 12.
All right. Auburn, number 11.
That's crazy.
Scroll down a little bit so I can see your number 10 and 9 team. Auburn will be better than Ole Miss. Auburn will be better than Kentucky's a coin flip. Auburn will be better than Missouri, who you have 10, 9, and 8, respectively. I think Auburn will be the surprise team in the SEC because, for all the things you might not like about Hugh Freeze, I think he's a talented coach.
Dave, I agree with you. I'm probably going to predict Auburn ahead of all these teams. They're not there yet, though. I can't do these rankings based on projections. These are not projections. These are where are the teams right now. And Auburn was 5-7 last year. You could maybe make a case they should be ahead of Ole Miss because Ole Miss was horrible to finish the season last year. Absolutely horrible. Then they lost everybody in the transfer portal and rebuilt their team through the transfer portal. But so Auburn, Ole Miss is a coin flip. But Kentucky did win their bowl game, and then they brought in a pretty high-profile transfer quarterback plus Liam Cohen as offensive coordinator. Missouri was 4 plays away from 10-3 last year. Yes, they lost their bowl game, but right now I got to put all 3 of them ahead of Auburn at this moment.
Okay. You got an Ole Miss at number 10 in the Off the Hook Sports Power Ranking. I'm just going to go off script here.
Say wham.
I have no idea. I mean, with the transfers they bring in and the transfers they lose, it wouldn't stun me if they were top 4. It wouldn't stun me if they were bottom 4 at the end of the year. I mean, God bless you for doing this column instead of assigning it to me because I don't know where I would put Ole Miss. I would sit there and think about that for like 3 hours.
Oh, yeah. Ole Miss is – look, again, they lost 3 games to lose in last year and then added everybody in the transfer portal. So, again, based on projections, I got no idea. Based on where they are right now, they got to be near the bottom of the SEC as of right now.
I would always have them a little bit higher than probably you because I think that Lane Kiffin is one of the top 4 coaches in the SEC. So, like, by definition, I would probably take Ole Miss just because of Lane Kiffin and move him around to the 7 or 8 mark. But I got zero strong argument on that. Kentucky, number 9.
Hey now.
I think Kentucky is going to be one of the surprise teams in the SEC. The 2 surprise teams, I believe, will be Auburn and Kentucky. Kentucky goes back to its roots, doesn't worry about leaning on a hobble to Will Levis all year, who was overrated. Yeah, I think Kentucky is going to have a great season, and they found their quarterback with Devin Leary, who is already pretty good. I might even have them higher than 9. I would definitely have them higher than Missouri. I'll tell you that.
I think they'll finish higher than this, but I think they start the year right here because there's still questions about Devin Leary, and they had a rocky finish to last season, so that's what puts them at 9 for right now.
Okay.
Again, I'll have my projections for these teams later in the week. I have a prediction of, and Dave and I are going to predict where we think every team's going to finish in the SEC. But this is where I think they start the season.
All right. You've got Kentucky at number 9. I'm sorry, Missouri at number 8. I'm taking it past Tracy Morgan. I'm just going to go straight to Happy Gilmore.
You suck, you jackass.
Come on, Caleb. We hate Missouri on this show. They hate us. It's obvious on Twitter. It's obvious on our YouTube channel. Let's just let that hate grow. And the day the Tigers are kicked out of the SEC, then life is better. You've got them at number 8. Man, I'm going to talk to our general manager accountant and discuss whether or not you get some sort of a pay penalty for this month. Missouri number 8. You knew this would make me mad.
I mean, Missouri did beat Arkansas to close out the regular season last year. And again, they were 4 plays away from 10-3. They got some issues. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they'll last here. I think Eli Drinkwitz is a goof of a coach. But I got to be honest and objective about where they enter the season, Dave.
For the first time in my life, I'm very disappointed in you.
Oh, whatever. Okay. We haven't made our predictions yet. I'll get there.
I'm brokenhearted. It's like the scene from The Godfather. I lean over, I hug you, I put both my hands on your face, and I say, Caleb, you broke my heart. Then I give you a big kiss and run from Cuba. Arkansas number 7, which is something I never thought I'd say. Give Caleb a big kiss and run from Cuba. Al Pacino style. All right, Arkansas number 7.
That's crazy.
Too high. Too high.
Who do you say of everybody I put Arkansas ahead? Who would you say should have been ahead of them? Outside, I know you said Auburn and Kentucky, maybe.
State.
Would that be it?
Mississippi State.
Mississippi State is ahead of Arkansas.
No, I mean I would have Arkansas ahead of Mississippi State.
Well, then why do you think Arkansas is too high?
I don't think they're too high. I would have them higher. Sorry.
Okay, higher. Okay, sorry. I got confused.
I would have them above State. I would have them above your number 5 team, which we will reveal. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, you can see it. But if you're on our platform,
Dave,
it's number 5.
Arkansas was 7-6 last year. They lost to Mississippi State 40-17. They lost to that team you hate so much, Missouri, at the end of last year.
Hate them.
And Mississippi State was 9-4. And Arkansas's signature win at the end of the season was a triple overtime win over Kansas. Kansas.
I mean this with all due respect, but I just am not going to be high on Mississippi State with the passing of Mike Leach until I see what they bring offensively.
I'm with you. I don't think Mississippi State will finish number 6. But I can't ignore how they finished last season and the fact that they won their bowl game after Mike Leach passed away, and they won it with defense.
Okay, so you got South Carolina, number 5. Man, that's a tough one.
Why don't you shut the hell up?
Oops, wrong one. What happened to that?
I'm your Huckleberry.
I am your Huckleberry. I think 5's good. 5, they won't finish the season at 5, but 5's pretty good. So basically, I don't care to give it away. You've got them below LSU, Alabama, Georgia, and Tennessee in no particular order. So South Carolina at number 5, the way they finished the season last year, their last 3 games, including the close bowl loss win, beating Clemson, beating Tennessee. Yeah. I mean, I don't think they're the 5th best team, but I think they deserve to be 5. No argument there. You want to move on to LSU, who I know we're both pretty high on?
Yep, you spoke for me without South Carolina. Totally agree with that.
Hey now.
LSU is 4. You could argue they should be above Alabama at number 3, but that's splitting hairs. I got no problem with LSU at number 4 or number 3.
Yeah, I think LSU, I'm with many people, and I understand the belief that LSU is going to finish better than Alabama. I'll get there with my projections later this week. I can't start that right now, though, because even though they beat Alabama, Dave, I can't get over how LSU finished the season last year. I mean, they lost to Texas A&M, and then they got the brakes beat off them by Georgia. And whatever you want to say, Dave, do you think Alabama would have lost that badly to Georgia in the SEC title? I don't.
No, they were playing their best ball towards the end of the season. They had found ways to manage without skilled position players, not named Bryce Young, who, by the way, looks so adept in the NFL. I don't know if you've seen any highlights or what he's doing, but he just is so patient. Fell down in the middle of a drop, tripped and fell down, had the time to get up, reassert himself. That he needs to play, not to get sidetracked. If Bryce Young plays like he did in, was it 2000, his first year?
2021.
2021 was his, okay, you're right. 2021 was his first year. And I thought that he held on to the ball too long and that he should run. That was my college take. My NFL take, keep holding on to the ball, look downfield. You're going to be fantastic. So Alabama number 3, but you got Tennessee number 2 ahead of Alabama.
That's crazy.
Come on, Caleb. I know Tennessee beat Alabama, but that game could have gone either way. How in the world do you have them above Alabama?
Because how Tennessee finished the season. Tennessee has a more impressive bowl win to me than Alabama. Tennessee beat LSU by 27 in the middle of the season, and then LSU beat Alabama. So it's not just, I mean, you got common opponents, you got head-to-head, you got a better bowl win to finish the season. Right now, Tennessee deserves to be at number 2 because they won that game with Joe Milton. It's not like they won it with Hendon Hooker and Joe Milton's coming in. And again, these are power rankings here. These are how you're playing at the time. And the most recent outing we saw with Tennessee, they beat a borderline playoff team with the guy that's going to be their starting quarterback this year, however much you want to read into that. And because of that, I got to put them at number 2 right now.
Okay. And you got Georgia number 1.
Hey now.
Tough, really, really tough to argue with that. I don't even know how we could make an argument for that.